Hello everyone, I'm Strat Tom, and this is the Mod Spotlight, where I shine a spotlight on all my favourite mods. And today we're going to be looking at another mod for Hearts of Iron 4, this one set in the universe of the Fallout series, Old World Blues. Old World Blues is a total conversion mod which is set along the west coast of North America and Mexico. In Old World Blues, it is the events and the lore of Fallout New Vegas which are the primary focuses of the mod. The main conflict being that of Caesar's Legion and the New Californian Republic. For the few people out there who may have no clue what the Fallout games are about, essentially the Fallout games are a series of role-playing games set in the event of a nuclear apocalypse. It's not quite that straightforward, as there is also some alternate history aspects of it as well, during which the technological focuses of the world changed. And so despite this nuclear war taking place far in the future, there is still a very 50s aesthetic and vibe to it. But hey, this video is not about me fleshing out the lore of the Fallout series, and believe me, there are plenty of those if you want them. No, today we're looking at Old World Blues. So like most mods, the gameplay basics are the same. However, with Old World Blues, the UI is massively different. So let's look at some of those aspects of gameplay that the mod does change. First of all, there is a currency system in Old World Blues. Industry and supply and logistics are not quite as straightforward as they are in the base game, and what you might want to rely on is things such as gun runners and slave traders, as well as other decisions that is going to require some form of money. You can choose what that money is, with most factions relying on the old bottle cap system that Fallout made famous. However, Caesar's Legion has its Legionary Denarius, and the New Californian Republic has its NCR dollars. But this is not the only thing that you can choose. The character of your nation is there to be decided by you in the policy system. And this is all going to depend on which sort of faction you're playing as. So, for instance, a playthrough with a Brotherhood of Steel faction means that you're not going to allow the likes of ghouls or super mutants to be recruited into your armies. Whereas a raider gang, well, they're not going to care. But you, the player, can change the character of your nation if you so wish, and so maybe you do start allowing them. Maybe the NCR gets desperate for manpower and starts allowing criminals and murderers to join its forces. These are all things that you can decide in the game. So, being a smaller map, the map is much more condensed, which does offer some far more tactical decisions. Now, in the original Hearts of Iron 4, things like mountains and rivers were important tactical places because they offered defensive buffs. So if you wanted to set up a defensive line, do it in the mountains, do it against a river. However, in Old World Blues, we are in a post-apocalyptic world, so the logistics just aren't there for mountain crossings and river crossings. And so mountains and rivers, rather than something that becomes difficult to overcome, they are now impossible to overcome, and you have to find routes around them. This means that you will get a lot more situations in which bottlenecks appear. And that is a really interesting bit of tactical difference in Old World Blues in comparison to the base game. However, I would say that the main thing that impresses me most about this mod is the aesthetic quality of it. The menus, the UI, the music has all been changed to reflect this new world. I talked on a previous mod for Crusader Kings 3 about how a lot of the character models had not been changed, and it really, not ruined, but lessened the immersion for me. Old World Blues does not have that problem. They have designed some excellent character models and animations. Each faction, depending on its fighting style, the technology you have available, they all look so different. And they look authentic to the Fallout universe as well. You can see the Brotherhood of Steel insignia on the Brotherhood of Steel soldiers. It's just so good. Even when you select units on the map, the voiceover that comes with it has been done for this mod. They talk about things in the Fallout universe. It's so great. Old World Blues shows that this sort of thing can be achieved. And so, in terms of aesthetic quality, Old World Blues has become the standard bearer. But also, the level of lore of each faction and how it is so fleshed out and expanded on is just also absolutely incredible. The use of national focuses is fantastic, and it really does give you an insight into the story behind these factions. One thing I will say is that they are not all totally unique. There is some overlap in national focuses in regards to similar factions. For example, the different chapters of the Brotherhood of Steel do have some similar national focus trees. The tech tree as well is, oh my god, it's so incredible. It at once feels very familiar, but is also totally and completely overhauled, and again is really important to deciding the character of your nation. Caesar's Legion is interested in this regard as they have a massive debuff to anything automated, so it pays to really focus on those melee weapons. Overall, Old World Blues is just such an amazingly well designed mod. It is absolutely fantastic. If you are a fan of the Fallout universe and you like Hearts of Iron 4, then you owe it to yourself to give this a go. Admittedly, a lot of this might well be lost on people who don't like the Fallout games or have never played the Fallout games. But even for you people out there is still a lot to love about it. Anyway, remember to like, share, subscribe, and please, in the comments, what mods should I try in future? I'm really looking to expand my horizons on this. But for now, I've been Strat Tom, and I'll see you next time.